Hi, Virgo. How is everybody doing? Can we just take a big collective sigh of relief that all of our 12th house eclipses are done? Thank you very much. Um, I mean, it's been a couple years of a whole bunch of transformation, and Chiron is moving out of Pisces, which means, and Pisces is our relationship house, seventh house of relationships. So for the last 7 years, man, 2 years, it's like a whole new era we're coming into. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? Eight of Pentacles, right? Sun in Virgo, showing up pretty strongly. So we're ready to get back to work. We're ready to do what we do best. And I have some sage burning over here, so if like the smoke comes over, it looks like it's going the other direction, which is great, but just in case, that's what that is. I just don't even really know what to say. Like, it's been a while. It's been a while since we've had this, like, weight lifted. I know that this last eclipse in Leo, in the sign of Leo, during Aquarius season, which we are in right now, happy February, by the way, or coming into February, um, it was a detox eclipse for me. It was like in a physical way, in an emotional way, in a mental way, like everything, spiritual way, all of it, just detox. Like, I mean, I'm like a teenager again. My skin broke out. It was it just was. Really, it just was. You guys know what I mean when I say that, right? It just was. And now we get to start moving in a direction of manifesting everything that we've always wanted. And relationships, again, are going to seem so much easier to have. I think the biggest challenge that we may have is because of the fear of the last 7 years and how everything is kind of like culminated and like, oh my gosh, if something really good comes into my life, the fear of it leaving really fast or the fear of you losing it, that's a way that you can sabotage things. So I want you to be really on your Virgo game where, yes, be discerning, but be open and vulnerable. And it's so hard for us to be vulnerable after having what we've been through, after going through all of the BS that we went through for the last 7 years. Next card is Judgment. And the High Priestess and the Nine of Cups and the Hermit, thank you very much, and the Ten of Cups and the King of Wands wanted to come out together. So like I said, Virgo, there's a call to action, really using our intuition instead of being so analytical all the time, really getting emotionally vulnerable and knowing that we can, because we're in hyper manifestation mode. And we've talked about this before where like our opposite sign Pisces they're the manifestors of free thinking and being idealists. And then we are the realist side of that. And we bring things into formation. We're the earth sign. We make things real. People think it up and we bring it into fruition. And you feel, and if you're not feeling it right now, I feel like as we get into February, the load will get a lot lighter for you. And when I mean that, I mean the emotional load, because we don't mind working really hard. We can work hard all day long, every day, for 10, 12, 16 hours a day sometimes, and be perfectly fine, right? And be like, nope, I'm good. I'm doing my work. I'm doing my thing. My hair is a little bit ratchety today. I'm feeling like, sorry about it. Winter time is so hard on my hair because it gets really dry. Use your magic right now. Use your magic to bring into manifestation what you want. If you have a fire sign in your life, if you have a Pisces in your life, maybe even another Virgo, things look really, really promising. The fire sign could be Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. but it's almost like this is what you're wishing for. This is what you're dreaming up. This is what you're trying to manifest into your life. And it's going to feel so much easier. Now, if this has to do with work, I feel like you are like putting your nose to the grindstone and getting things taken care of in February in a way where you felt like you were kind of held back before. You won't feel that anymore. You won't feel that heavy weight of being held back. And especially when the full moon in Virgo comes towards the end of February in Pisces season, and we'll have a trine, an earth trine, as Mars goes into Taurus, and we have all of these really big players happening in Capricorn with Saturn and Pluto. It's like Virgo's bringing that culmination together with the Virgo full moon, and feeling really, really good. Now, Lilith is still in Aquarius, and she will be there until May. So, and Aquarius is our it is our 6th house, where day-to-day things, you know, it could be that you just kind of feel like there are still mishaps going on a day-to-day basis. Take it with a grain of salt, really, you know, especially with that Aquarius new moon that's going to happen. Is it the Aquarius new moon? I think so, at the beginning of February. With Lilith and the Aquarius new moon, it's going to be like a really, and I don't remember the 4th, 5th, or 6th. I don't remember exactly what day. So don't quote me. Like I said, I know just enough astrology to do a little bit of damage. So anyway, those days just kind of like lay low. Like, don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Don't let yourself beat yourself up, because you will if things aren't going according to plan. Lilith is just there to kind of, you know, and if you don't know what Lilith is, Google her. She's Black Moon. She's not the most fun energy. So we have the Knight of Swords on the 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, like really rushing in and really wanting to get things done. Watch your words during this time. Really allow yourself to be in your integrity, be culpable of your actions, of what you're doing. Don't allow yourself to start feeling really, really good about what you're doing in your life, and then kind of like, I don't know, do that thing where you're like, nope, my life is going really well, I'm not going to deal with you, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can get a little snarky sometimes when we don't want other people to be up in our stuff, and they just do it, and then we can get really super snarky. Just karma, just watch your karma. I feel like Judgment is a big karma card, right? Allow yourself to feel really, really good about what you're doing, but don't take anybody down while you're doing it. And I don't think a lot of you will. I mean, all the Virgos I know, and me being a Virgo myself, we have the best of intentions for people. Yes, some of you are cross-watching and are being like, some Virgos are really horrible. I'm not talking about those Virgos. I'm not talking about the ones that are not evolved, okay? I'm talking about the ones that have done the work. I'm talking about the ones that have really allowed themselves to be the most prosperous that they can be, and be there for other people, and be evolved, right? And coming into their own. So we have the Sun on Judgment, and this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, there's like you feel like your karma has cleared. There's so much clarity in your existence right now, and it's humbling almost. It's almost a very humbling feeling. And so when this 9 of Cups shows up, let it be humbling. You know, don't get haughty. Let it be humbling. As I know most of you will. So we have the Death card on the High Priestess. If you're dealing with a Scorpio where it feels like it's either a Scorpio or a Pisces, they're going through a really big transformation right now. And if they seem a bit quiet, just don't get up in your head about it. I feel like some of you might get up in your head if there are things not being said to each other, or like, this could be in friendships too. It doesn't have to be a relationship. But if there are things that you feel like aren't being said or need to be said or something like that, and they're just kind of being quiet and pulled back and reserved, it's okay. I feel like they're going through a big transition. And Scorpios, they're actually coming into a better time as well. So don't take it personally. I want to say use your intuition, use your gut feeling. If you feel like it's not a good thing, go the other direction. If you feel like it's a good thing, then there you go, right? Just make sure you're really trusting your intuition. Let's see what the 9 of Cups is. I want to see what you guys are manifesting, what you're wishing. Oh, you don't even know. There's just so much. 2 of Pentacles on the 9 of Cups. There's just so much to manifest. So much to do. So much to get done. I feel like there's this juggling of what do I really want in my life? Well, what do I mean, I'm feeling so much better about things. What is it that I truly want to bring into fruition? I think getting quiet during that time of not really knowing, it's like you know, but you don't know. You know what you want. You know what you want to manifest. How do I do that? Well, be the Virgo, be the Hermit. This will bring you a lot of victory, right? I feel like some of you are actually coming out of hermit mode during this time as well. Like you don't want to stay locked up in your cave anymore. Makes a lot of sense. And if you do have a fire sign in your life, or a Scorpio or a Pisces, could even be a Leo with this fire energy, I feel like you're building on something here. But I want to clarify, I'm going to clarify both of them together since they came out together, because obviously they're the same thing. Either you're manifesting this or they're manifesting something with you. Yeah, could be a Taurus even. They could have Taurus energy. There's a lot of wanting to take things to the next level. The Hierophant is about leveling up and really taking things to the next level and allowing yourself, with the 10 of Cups, allowing yourself to just be happy and vulnerable in it. I feel like Virgo needs to get super vulnerable. And we even talked about this in January too, where it's no longer time. Like, yes, you're still going to be discerning. Yes, you're still going to be analyzing all the situations and everything that you want to do. But, and even the relationships that you want to be in, there's a lot to be had for Virgos in February and in March, and like moving on into throughout 2019, because we've been through it. We've done the work. We've been through it all. We're not taking it lightly. The energy is very, very open. Now we have, there we go, the Hanged Man, the Devil, the 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Tower. I don't think the Tower is a bad thing, by the way. Okay. I don't think the Tower is a bad thing. And the reason why, and I feel like the only way the Tower could be a bad thing is if you make it a bad thing, honestly. Like if you get that snarkiness because like things are getting really, really good for you and other people's lives aren't like still kind of coming into their own, if you will, especially if you're dealing with a water sign who, if I feel like there are several people in your life. One wants to bring an apology to you. One wants to offer you something real. And this Tower moment could possibly be for somebody else. I feel like this Tower moment could possibly be either for a water sign, another earth, or like you're creating the Tower moment for the water sign or the air sign, whoever that is in your life. Now, I want to get up here because I feel like this is all about work. We have the Hanged Man and the Devil, and the 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, if you're working your ass off and it seems like things are going really, really slowly for you, and money kind of seems to be a little bit contentious right now, like you can't seem, or not even money, but like, I mean, yes, money possibly, but also just the pace of things and like wanting to get things done, but you're not able to get things done and you're not entirely sure which direction you want to go in. I feel like you're being stopped for a reason. And the reason why, with Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, it's telling you to make sure that you're getting all of it right, that you're being very strict with yourself and not rushing into things. Because I feel like you want to, this newfound energy that you have, you really want to rush in and get things done, like in your work life or in your professional life. You want to start wanting up everybody. You want to start like, you know, really like knocking projects out right and left, right and left, right? And I feel like Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn, and it's not even a bad thing because I kind of feel like you need to pull yourself back a little bit. I'm not saying stop. I'm not saying to like not go for the gold, not go for the thing. I just feel like it would be in your best interest if you kind of halted for a minute. Now, if there is another earth sign in your life, if this is on the relationship, I feel like it's work. I feel like this is all work related because I feel like you're kind of being stubborn about it and you're like, I really want to get going and I feel like I'm being forced to stop. And it's because Saturn is saying, let's do this right. Especially like my Saturn is in Virgo. And so I'm very, when it comes down to like, am I going to do it the right way? I really have to do it the right way. Otherwise everything just blows up on me. And that's why I always feel like super, super guilty if the energy isn't allowing me to get like personal readings out and stuff like that, which this energy is, because I get super motivated to do something and I schedule readings. And then I realize when I scheduled all the readings that the energy was going to be heavy on me. And then I start to feel really guilty. I don't want you to feel guilty for having to like take the steps, because the Knight of Pentacles is taking the much needed steps forward in order to get to your end goal. And that's what the Eight of Pentacles says too. It's like the same thing. It's like, don't skip the steps. And so the relationship side of things, so I feel like there's an air sign that wants to apologize to you, or there's somebody with heavy air in their chart that wants to like offer a reconciliation or apology in some way. I also feel like you using your intuition is going to really help you in this, because I also feel like there's a water sign that could also be a fire sign or an earth sign that wants to make an offer to you as well, that seems a bit more genuine, because we go from the Page to the Knight, right? This is where I want you to use your intuition. Yes, be very discerning, because I feel like with one of them, there's going to be a Tower moment. I don't even think this, I think you're the one that's creating this. I think you're the one that's creating this. It could be that one person is removing the other person from your life, and that's the Tower moment. And, you know, sometimes it, like with Virgos, if we get really uncomfortable in a situation and we don't know exactly how to approach it, we'll just shut down. And we'll stay in something until it gets so incredibly uncomfortable. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I waited too long. Right? So that could very well be like, if you feel like you are trapped between a rock and a hard place in February, and this isn't going to be for everyone, I feel like Virgo kind of has the spotlight on them now, excuse me. And Venus is moving into Capricorn. That's going to be part of that trine. You know, we have Venus and Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. We're going to have Mars in Taurus. We're going to have Uranus moving into Taurus. Mercury's going into Pisces. So a lot of creativity, and that could be one of the stalls here. Mercury going into Pisces could really be stalling you out a little bit as well, especially since we have the Hanged Man here. This is a Piscean card. I didn't even think about that. That makes a lot of sense, because Mercury in Pisces is asking you to not be so analytical and be a little bit more idealistic and objective and creative. Like, you know, I know a lot of Virgos that are extremely creative, and it's because they have those water placements. I can be creative, but it's in a very structured way. It's kind of, because I mean, all the water that's in my chart, like my Mars is in Cancer kind of thing, you know, like I have water in my chart, but it's not like so super prominent that it would make me a really creative, like flowy person. Now, like if you have a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer rising, sun, moon, or rising, and you're like a Virgo rising or Virgo moon or whatever, you might have that. So Mercury in Pisces is asking of you to, a lot of people say it's a detriment, Mercury being in Pisces. I don't really feel that way. Now it will go into retrograde, and that might become a detriment, because I know when Mercury went into retrograde in Pisces in 2018, I was like, blah, 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 blah. Like I could barely get anything out of my mouth. And then I got sick. So it was like, the universe was like, don't even try anymore. Like, just stop trying. So I feel like, let's get back to here. I feel like this Tower moment is for somebody in your existence. And I kind of feel like it's because you set boundaries. The Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles, it's like you're really in your own. You're really, really feeling good about where your life is headed and where things are going. You're looking into the future, Three of Wands, you're starting new projects, Page of Pentacles, but you know that there's this final like tying off of the ribbon or cutting of the cord or what have you with the world, because you've planted these seeds and you want them to come into fruition. Now, when it comes to this relationship down here, I want you to ask yourself, who's serving me better? Who is going to serve me in the long run better? And I know that sounds like a really selfish statement to say, but now is not the time for you to serve somebody else's ego or you to build somebody else up when they're not building you up, right? So I want you to be super discerning. Any apologies that you may get from some, and that may be an apology that's not even for a reconciliation. I kind of feel like somebody's trying to reconcile with you here. And then I feel like somebody else is trying to give you an actual genuine offer. And there's going to be this moment where you have to decide, you have to choose. So don't do the Virgo thing where you're just like, okay, I'm going to wait, 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 and then boom. Could be the same person. Maybe there's the same, maybe it's an air sign with water in their chart or a water sign with air in their chart who wants to have an apology and a reconciliation and moving forward. And you guys have to go through this Tower moment of trying to figure out how we're going to do this, right? It's all for the betterment of your future. Because the Three of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the World with the Seven of Pentacles, I mean, it's going to be something like, this is exactly what I'm saying. Like, don't do the thing where you just dip, right? I feel like some of you might just want to like dip out and be like, I have happily ever after on my mind. And so I really don't want to. I'm going to tell you what these cards are. I know I just held everything up and I'm like, hey, looky. So I have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. All the seeds that you're planting and all the things that you're really, really, really wanting to do in your life, it's like you get to this point to where if you allow other people to kind of be in charge of the direction that you want to go in, you get really, really anxious, right? And you kind of like scrunch yourself up and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know what I can do anymore. You know what I mean when I say, like, you get really, and you're like, oh my God, like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? But there's going to be this light shining on Virgo now where you have so many more opportunities. And you may have more suitors, and you may have more job offers, and you may have things coming in. Don't do the freak out thing where you just stand still and hope it works out. I do that. I've done that. And then I beat myself up later. We can be honest. We can be honest. Don't fear the things that you are bringing into fruition. Don't fear that. And if it's not happening fast enough for you, it's coming. You know what I mean? And I've been saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. You feel so good right now that you want everything to happen yesterday. You know, you had to, January was all about of getting rid of the remnants of 2018, getting rid of the remnants of things that happened during the July eclipses in 2018. I mean, we all know how that felt. I want you to be honest with yourself. The Moon and the Seven of Swords, be honest with yourself and be honest with everybody else. Not that I'm saying you guys are liars. I just sometimes Virgos will not say everything that they're thinking or everything that they're feeling. And then people think that they're lying by omission, right? So be open, honest, vulnerable. And if you're not quite at that place yet with people where you can be open, honest, and vulnerable, I feel like there's at least one person, maybe two people in your life that you can be open, honest, and vulnerable to. So practice that. With those people that you trust, practice being vulnerable, practice being open. You don't have to always figure it out on your own, right? You don't always, and you don't have to be afraid to love. Don't have to be afraid to love. And I know that you are afraid to love because the last 7 years have not exactly been the easiest time to be in relationships and to love. You've learned a lot of lessons. Remember the lessons and you'll be golden. Remember all the things that life taught you during that time, during this time frame. Remember all the things that life taught you. And I feel like it will be much easier to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Okay? I love it. Virgo. February is going to be great for Virgo. And I know it hasn't been easy. And I know that you, like, some people are popping off at you right and left like crazy right now. And don't let the haters get you down. Whenever people start doing really well in their life, you're bound to have haters. That's what happens. You're bound. I mean, like, the last collective reading I did, it was like the post-eclipse reading. I mean, there were some people that really, really, really didn't like what I had to say. Like, did not like what I had to say. And it's because every time I'm vulnerable and I take my wall down a little bit and I'm open to the public, people will try and knock you back down. And those forces will try and come in and knock you back down. And the only reason why I talk about things that go on in my life is because I can relate to a lot of, I'm human too. I want you guys to be able to look at me like not as just somebody that reads your cards once a month for you, but that like I have a real human existence and I have faults and I have flaws and just like everybody else, right? That's why I do what I do. So people will try to knock you down. Don't let them. Just keep your cool. And I have to remind myself that too. Keep your cool. And allow the abundance to start coming in. Allow the vulnerability to happen for you. Allow yourself open up to really, really bright futures, because I feel like there are good things coming. Okay? And I feel like February is just one big month of really good things. All right? Just do what you do best. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful February. And I'll see you guys soon. I am getting the 2019 readings out. I'm going to get them all out at the same time, hopefully by the end of January. I'm trying not to pressure myself. So I appreciate everybody's patience on that. And I love you guys. Bye.